Hey everyone, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. And today I have a bit of a hot take. A bit of a hot take. I don't think it's that much of a hot take. But you let me know in the comments down below. So, with Season of the Wish, we have been going back and doing a lot of Dreaming City activities that have become obsolete. The reason they're obsolete is because they've been in the game so long that there's no reason to go back and do them for loot. However, Bungie has redone some of that loot, like the Dreaming City weapons, like Tiger Spite, Retold Tail, and so on, so that you can get new fresh rolls as well as the new origin trait to drop on those weapons. And let me tell you, most of them are actually pretty good. An Overflow Kinetic Tremors Tiger Spite is pretty fun. You can get either Rapid Hit or Outlaw Volt shots on the Waking Vigil. And, you know, those are not bad at all. Retold Tail is a decent shotgun that has some pretty decent PvP perks on it. And yes, I said decent twice, because it's nothing to shout home about. There are, I think, better shotguns out there, like Matador or Found Verdict, if you're going to use them in PvP. But is it worth it going back and doing some things like the Ascendant challenges or a Blind Well? And I guess it's really a measure of how worth your time is, if you would prefer to do new stuff like the Coil or Riven's Lair. But I think really meshing these things together, like old and new activities, is a fantastic use of older stuff that has, again, become so obsolete that no one cares. And here's the thing about the Dreaming City. It was really the first destination of its kind. For those of you who didn't play during Forsaken, you're like, well, what do you mean? Forsaken released with one new destination, like every major expansion does, but it also released with another destination, the Dreaming City. It had the Tangled Shore and the Dreaming City. Now, the Tangled Shore was where you spent most of the main campaign of Forsaken, hunting down the 8 barons that helped Uldren in his quest to become more evil and murder Cade. And we essentially just kill all of those barons in the Tangled Shore, finishing off Uldren, I believe in the Dreaming City. I don't remember where it was actually, not that it really matters. And, you know, both of the destinations were used throughout the story. However, the Tangled Shore was used primarily in the main campaign. Now, the Dreaming City was meant to be a post-campaign destination, an end-game destination, if you will. And to this point, it's really the only end-game destination that Destiny 2 has had. And it's a really cool idea in theory. I think the resources that were required to make this destination is part of the reason why we haven't seen another of its kind. But the investment that Bungie made 5 years ago to make the Dreaming City, we see it kind of being remembered now. And they're like, hey, we have this whole destination that we made 5 years ago. We put a lot of effort into it, and nobody goes there anymore. So here they are, instead of vaulting the Dreaming City, which is something that people, including myself, listen, I hate it. I wish Bungie could find a way to keep everything in the game, because I love going back to these destinations. But the point is, it's not relevant to the story, or there's just no point. So, like, why would I want to go back to a destination that has nothing to offer me that I haven't already achieved? And that's why vaulting is a good thing, because it allows for Bungie to put new things in the game while taking out stuff that doesn't really matter anymore. But keeping some things in, like the Dreaming City, and of course, you know, Titan as well, the Leviathan that got redone last year. Some of these destinations, if redone, can feel very, very nice and new and so on. So I do think there is a place for stuff like this, because new content can only hold over the community so much. I do think that Coil is one of the greatest things to be added to the game, because it's very much like deep dives, and, you know, a Grandmaster Nightfall had a baby. That being said, deep dives in and of itself, those were pretty difficult. I would actually just compare Coil to deep dives, because you can make it harder no pun intended. And you can also, you can go on for pretty long. Like, it's a 40-minute thing if you want to get platinum. I do wish there was a way to more consistently spawn the glass collectors. Kind of feels like Ruffians in Season of Plunder, where they were completely random. I don't know if there's one that's guaranteed to spawn each coil run, and you just have to be paying attention each time it happens. But most of the time you catch this special person, mob, whatever you want to call it, spawning, and you kill this hobgoblin so that you can get the platinum medal and get all these wonderful chests that give you all the good stuff. But I think no matter how you slice it, it's just really nice to see old content getting reworked and made relevant to the story. And I hope it's something Bungie does in the future, because if you take all of the old content Destiny has and mesh it together with a couple of new activities here and there, there's just so much to do in this game, and you can make Destiny a truly fun experience yet again, and also let people who maybe never did the Ascendant challenges or played Blind Well, they're like, what is this? This is cool. And then maybe they're roped in to playing more of that, and they have a whole new experience to unwrap, where I know some players like me, like, I did a lot of Ascendant challenges and I kind of dread doing them, but going back and doing just one for a story mission, it's not that big of a deal. And if you make it a big deal, like, either you just truly hate the game that much and you should just put it down. Like, it's not that bad, let's be real. And Blind Well, yes, maybe you're burnt out on it, but the last time I did Blind Well was, like, again, 5 or 4 years ago. Like, come on, it's not that bad. Again, if you truly do hate it that much, then why are you still playing Destiny? Just go play something else to find a new experience, and come back when Destiny has more new experiences for you, or something like that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this older content making a return to relevancy. Do you think it's lazy from Bungie to do this? Again, I would call it lazy if it was all there was in Season of the Witch, was just going back and doing old stuff. But again, you have new missions mixing in with old missions, and I think, again, that's a cool idea to keep players engaged and to just simply give you more to do on these weekly bases. Because usually it's just, here's one mission, here's some dialogue with Osiris and Mara, see you next week. Like, it's nice to have more stuff to do, even if it's just the illusion of more stuff to do, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like if you enjoyed, comment again down below, but as always, know your viewership is plenty enough for me. See you in the next one.